Billings was founded in 1871 by John Billings, and a lot of the homes that were built during his time are still here. So there's quite a bit of history.
History that includes the Bank Tavern, which happens to be the 19th oldest building in Christian County.
The Bank Tavern initially started literally as a bank. The bank flourished, did well. It was called the Farmers Bank of Billings. It did go out of business during the Great Depression in the 20s. It stayed vacant for a couple of years, and then in 1933 opened as a tavern under the Watkins family over in Crane, Missouri. And it has been a tavern ever since.
Jeff Yates, also known as Jumper, purchased the tavern in March of 2021. Since then, there have been some strange occurrences.
We have had the ceiling fan, or actually I think it's an old attic fan. We did discover that on, and we found a bar stool moved. This is after paying $600 for new locks and having ADT security put in. So I have absolutely no explanation for that.
If fans turning on and bar stools getting moved aren't strange enough,
me and another gentleman I've been working with were standing out back on the concrete pad by our back door. And after hanging up the phone with you and discussing ghosts and paranormal and stuff, we both very clearly heard a voice that said, "Hey guys." We both turned our head toward the doorway and ran back inside to figure out who was in the bar. It was 2 p.m, the bar wasn't open, and there was nobody here.
Jumper's wife Vicky and their friends have also noticed some strange things in the tavern.
I'd say it's more of a presence. I don't feel any negativity from it, but there's definitely you can sense there's something there.
You might even say whatever is causing these things to happen is a bit playful at times.
So even when the bar hours are open, one time someone asked about a presence, and we had shot glasses that were decorative and they were stacked up at the bar, and they're on either side of a vase. And the shot glasses, if you're looking at the vase to the right, knocked over. But it's an older bar, and so we just went, well, it does have a dip in the back, and we do need to prop it up. And then about a minute later, the other side knocked over, and then I had to go into mom mode and go, okay, but they didn't break, it's okay, I heard you.
But it can also be a nuisance.
I do the bills for the tavern, and so when we turn on the electricity, I'm not a fan. If you can turn it off, if you can turn it on, you can turn it off. Same with the water today. Mike found the water was on in the bathroom today. That is abnormal. And so I had to have another chat, say, if you know how to turn it on, you can turn it off. Thank you, I notice you, I know you're here.
While most of the activity doesn't cause any real harm, there have been rumors and stories spread about the town, one that involved the murder of a man for being involved in a love affair.
The story that was shared with me said Native American man came in and essentially beat the brakes off this guy and then drug him to death on the street behind you, Washington Avenue, behind a horse.
Jumper heard the tale and then quickly moved on. That is, until a couple of patrons came in with stories that sounded familiar.
Both of these men, their sisters, have encountered being pulled out of their bed by their ankle. And in both cases, when I asked them, was it a hand or a claw? They said no, it felt a lot like a rope or a piece of leather, some kind of strap. One of them, in the midst of telling that story, said that he felt an energy, and it was kind of funny. I could see a physical reaction. All of his hair stood up, and he dropped a $100 bill in the bar and left.
All of this activity caught the attention of Matthew Lampy, who has been investigating the paranormal for a decade. While he is open-minded, he takes a unique approach to his research.
I try to disprove things, even though I have seen and heard things of my own. You could have anybody come into your home and tell you that you have a ghost in it. And I think people would find more peace of mind finding logical explanations for the things that they might be experiencing in their houses.
There are common things in most homes that can easily be debunked.
Noises that people hear, bumps in their air conditioning, their heating vents, just air knocking around can cause sounds that will sound out of the ordinary that could freak out anybody.
But during an investigation at the tavern, Lampy and his team caught some stuff that could not easily be explained away while running a device called a spirit box.
So we shut off the spirit box and caught something else on audio that I did not hear in real time. It wasn't until we went back and listened to it again, and what it sounds like is pool balls breaking. So.
That sounded like something was moved over here, like a chair?
Something on the door.
Noises aren't the only thing the team has captured. There's also been instances of voices being heard.
We were trying to ask and find a name, and the one name that come across was either Ronnie or something else like that, but I thought it says Ronnie. They think they hear something else.
What's your name?
Whatever the presence is, it definitely isn't afraid to let Matthew and his investigators know that it's there.
I start playing my digital recorder to try to listen to something, and all of a sudden we heard the loudest noise in the back room of the back door slamming, and you'll hear my investigator scream and her reaction to that. So,
Are you in the back room? What was that?
The results of the investigations have led those who frequent the tavern to change their opinion about the paranormal.
I've always been a skeptic about that kind of thing until I was at one of the investigations. And we were all standing in a semicircle talking, and we heard some knocking on the other side of the room next door, and it was completely empty.
But not everyone is convinced.
There are some questionable things, definitely like the pins falling and different things. Some of the talk that has been on, that he has received, clear words, that definitely brings a little question to my mind. But again, I'm here to follow, and I'll continue on to see if I become a believer.
While others are still undecided.
I don't think I'm 100% in, but I don't know what I don't know. I'd love to wave the judging stick, but I don't own it, and I can't. So I'm open to data.
As for Jumper,
Yeah, I was definitely skeptical before. But with some of the stuff that's happened to me, I'm coming around, I guess you could say.
he does have his concerns though.
If there's a spirit in my tavern, or spirits, that they're happy, that they like what I'm doing, that they like the crowds and the energy and the stuff that goes on in here now.
But he's hopeful that he's doing the right thing.
I think if there's a spirit in this place, it's partying. Hopefully it's enjoying what we're doing.